And then the whole backside, you know, is out.
These are the 8 best moments from Heated Rivalry, the Canadian TV series that took over the internet and became one of the highest-rated shows of all time. Based on Rachel Reed's Game Changers novel series, this 6-episode first season premiered on Crave in Canada and HBO Max in the United States, following Shane Hollander and Ilya Roznov, 2 professional hockey players whose on-ice rivalry conceals a secret, passionate romance spanning 8 years.
What the? I'm coming to the cottage.
A minimal marketing campaign exploded into what media outlets called a global phenomenon, and viewership jumped more than tenfold over the course of the season. Hudson Williams stars as Shane, a Canadian player for the Montreal Metros.
Why the fuck did you think it was okay to sex me before the game? What the fuck?
You were hard, weren't you?
While Connor Story plays Ilya, a Russian-American player for the Boston Raiders. What makes this show work isn't just the story, but how director Jacob Tierney adapted it, the performances that emerged, and specific scenes that left audiences speechless. Let's break down the 8 moments that defined this series and turned it into a cultural phenomenon.
The more you learn about us, the more you realize that I'm actually probably more Shane in real life and you're actually more Ilya in real life.
Number 8. Before we get to the on-screen moments, we need to talk about what happened before filming even began, because the casting process itself became legendary. Both Hudson Williams and Connor Story were working as restaurant servers when they auditioned for Heated Rivalry.
Remember the last job you had before showbiz?
Yes, the old spaghetti factory.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
Williams was born in Kamloops, British Columbia, Story in Odessa, Texas, and neither had starred in a major production before. Jacob Tierney knew that finding Shane and Ilya meant finding 2 actors who could work together, since the show would live or die based on their chemistry. Story auditioned shirtless, even though that wasn't required. And he was the 3rd actor that Williams read with. When Tierney texted Story asking what he thought about Williams, Story's response came immediately. Yeah, Hudson, for sure, instantly.
What's the intimacy garment?
They call it a sack.
This is the most bleeping we've ever done on the history of the Tonight Show.
But here's what became the stuff of legend. After their chemistry read, Williams told Tierney something the director later revealed in an interview. The other guy was good, but Connor felt like he was going to pin me down. Tierney's response? Well, I think I cast this right.
I'm sorry about your family. Even if they suck, you must miss them.
And that instant chemistry, what Williams described as an inexplicable X factor, became the foundation of everything that followed. Both actors were cast simultaneously because Tierney understood they needed to find Shane and Ilya together, not separately. They signed contracts for 3 seasons, spent significant time together off-camera building their connection, and even got matching sex sells tattoos after filming Wrapped.
You missed me, didn't you?
I fucking didn't. And I still beat your ass.
Barely.
Critics would later write that Williams and Story share a chemistry so intense it rivals Bogart and Bacall, and that they're delivering some of the best micro-expression work currently on television. But it all started in that audition room with an instant connection neither actor could fully explain. Number 7.
Do you want to come to my game tonight?
Oh, wow.
I have 2 seats.
Episode 3 took a risk that could have derailed the entire series by shifting focus entirely away from Shane and Ilya. The episode, titled Hunter, centers on a different couple, Scott Hunter, a closeted hockey captain played by Francois Arnault, and Kip Grady, a smoothie shop barista played by Robbie GKK.
It's nice to see you.
Oh my god, why are we talking about my dumb name?
He said it.
This episode adapts the first book in Rachel Reed's series, Game Changer, condensing months of story into 1 episode, and the title stayed hidden behind 6 asterisks until release day, while fans speculated wildly about what it could mean. Scott and Kip meet at a smoothie shop and quickly fall into a secret relationship that becomes increasingly painful for Kip, who's forced to lie to his friends and family. The pivotal moment comes at a charity gala where they have to pretend to be strangers, and Kip's best friend Elena asks Scott to dance so she can confront him.
It's amazing. He's amazing, and I've never been happier.
He's crazy about you.
She tells him she can see how miserable Kip is, then delivers the line that would resonate through the rest of the season. He deserves sunshine, and so do you.
He deserves the best. He deserves sunshine. And so do you.
Those words hit Scott hard. You can see it in Francois Arnault's performance, the way his face changes when he realizes he's not doing enough for the person he loves.
I'm not just a pretty face. Oh, but you're a very pretty face.
You can't tell. If anyone finds out that...
Later that night, Kip invites Scott to his birthday party at a gay bar, and Scott turns him down.
It's a gay bar, and I was thinking that you could just come as my friend.
They say I love you for the first time, but it's bittersweet. Kip goes home alone, and the episode ends with Scott standing outside watching through a window as Kip celebrates with his friends, a life Scott can't give him. A 9.3 rating on IMDb surprised everyone as the episode became a fan favorite. Viewers demanded more of this couple, with some calling for an entire spin-off series, but more importantly, Elena's words about deserving sunshine would echo later in episode 5 when that same song plays during one of the series' most important moments.
I love him. I just can't do better right now. I wish I could. I want to.
Francois Arnault, who came out as bisexual, brought incredible depth to Scott's struggle and later said he has so much tenderness for Scott and that it feels like he deserves it.
Do you want to come to my game tonight?
Oh, wow.
I have 2 seats.
The episode proved that heated rivalry wasn't just about Shane and Ilya, but about every closeted athlete fighting to reconcile who they are with what they do. Number 6. Episode 4 contains what fans simply call the tuna melt scene, and if you've watched the show, you know exactly which moment this refers to.
You like tuna melt?
You want to make me a tuna melt?
I was gonna make one for me. I can make 2.
Throughout the first few episodes, Ilya only calls Shane by his last name, Hollander, which creates a wall, a way to keep things casual and maintain the pretense that this is just physical. But in episode 4, after they've been together at Ilya's house, something shifts. They're sitting on the couch and Ilya has prepared lunch, tuna melts and ginger ale, Shane's favorite drink that Ilya specifically stocked for him.
People say you're not funny.
They do?
Yeah. They say you're boring too.
It's domestic, it's intimate, it's something more than what they've been doing. And then for the first time, Ilya calls him Shane. Just his first name, that's it. But Hudson Williams' face in that moment tells you everything.
Hollander. I'm sorry.
Shane immediately senses what this means. Feelings are developing. The lines are blurring and he's not ready for it, so he panics and makes up an excuse about a team meeting, practically running out of there. The scene works because it shows how something as simple as using someone's first name can change everything. Ilya trying to turn a hookup into a sleepover, buying Shane's favorite drink, making him lunch. These small gestures represent a shift from casual to something real, and Shane, who's been hiding his sexuality his entire life, can't handle it. Critics praise the scene for its subtlety, since there's no dramatic confrontation. No explicit discussion of feelings, just a name, a look, and a man running from something he's not ready to face. It's the kind of character work that made critics rave about the show's approach to intimacy and emotional development. Shane's response is to try dating women again.
Are there any gay hockey players?
None that have said it publicly.
Temporarily getting together with movie star Rose Landry, but that first name hangs in the air for the rest of the season, a turning point neither of them can take back. Number 5. Later in episode 4 comes another iconic moment that had fans rewatching repeatedly. The nightclub scene set to All the Things She Said by TATUT. After Shane runs from the tuna melt moment, after he starts dating Rose to convince himself he's not gay, he and Ilya end up at the same nightclub, but they're not there together. They're dancing with women, and the entire scene is about the two of them watching each other. Ilya dances with his sole apparent purpose being to make Shane jealous, and mission accomplished. Shane can't take his eyes off him. The looks they exchange across that dance floor are loaded with everything they're not saying: desire, frustration, confusion, anger. The song choice is perfect since All the Things She Said is itself about forbidden love, about running through the same situation repeatedly, about feelings that won't be denied. As the song plays, we watch two men pretending to be something they're not.
Ilya, I'm gay.
You're not so gay you can't fuck Rose Landry.
Oh my god.
I'm just a bellboy kid.
Performing heterosexuality for the world while their eyes tell a completely different story. Shane goes home with Rose that night, but during their time together he thinks of Ilya, and Ilya in a separate scene also thinks of Shane. Neither can escape what's between them, no matter how hard they try. The nightclub scene became one of the most gifted and memed moments from the series, with fans spending the week between episodes listening to both versions of the song on repeat. It's a masterclass in showing rather than telling, since we don't need dialogue to understand exactly what these men are feeling. Their faces, their body language, the way they orbit each other in that club says everything. Critics praise the scene for its tension and the way it captures the painful limbo of wanting someone you can't have, of being trapped between who you are and who you're supposed to be.
Why are you making so many burgers?
The recipe was for 8, so...
Number 4. Episode 5 opens with Shane waking up next to Rose Landry, a movie star he's been dating, and the media loves them together since they're hockey royalty and Hollywood glamour combined. But it's all performance, and Rose is about to prove she's more perceptive than Shane realizes. They meet for dinner, and Rose carefully, cautiously asks Shane about his sexuality.
Are there any gay hockey players?
None that have said it publicly.
The scene is remarkably tender, because Rose doesn't accuse or judge, she creates space for honesty, and Shane, perhaps exhausted from years of hiding, admits the truth. He's gay. They break up mutually, but Rose doesn't walk away. She suggests they remain friends because she understands something crucial. Shane has no one to talk to about his sexuality, and the pressures of being a closeted professional hockey player are overwhelming, so she wants to be there for him.
Everyone has been so receptive and so nice and really good, you know, because it could get nasty pretty quick.
Critics praise the scene for avoiding the tired trope of the woman scorned, and instead Rose handles the situation with grace and empathy. Sophie Nelise's performance as Rose shows a woman who's secure enough to recognize when someone needs a friend more than a girlfriend.
You're not jealous, are you? No.
I'm sorry, sir. We'd really like to accommodate you, but...
This moment represents growth for Shane, since it's the first time he's told anyone the truth without it being forced or discovered. He chooses honesty, and it's a small step, but a necessary one on his journey toward accepting himself. The scene also highlights how women in heated rivalry are written as fully realized people with their own agency and compassion. Rose isn't a plot device, she's a person who recognizes someone in pain and chooses kindness, and it's one of the quieter moments in the series but absolutely necessary to understanding Shane's evolution. Number 3. Episode 5 contains what might be the most intimate scene in the entire series, and remarkably, it contains no explicit content.
How about you tell me everything that's on your mind, but in Russian?
It's the All-Star game in Tampa, and Shane and Ilya are in a hotel room, and after everything that's happened, the tuna melts, the nightclub, Rose, they're finally on the same page. What comes after is what makes this scene special. They lie in bed talking, and here's the thing, the conversation filmed in Tampa was actually shot on the first day of production, which meant Hudson Williams and Connor Story had to dive into this intimate, vulnerable moment before they'd filmed anything else.
And it felt like we were something.
We can't be something, Hollander.
The scene served as one of their audition scenes, so they'd performed it before, but doing it for real, knowing it would be in the show, required them to access a level of emotional honesty immediately. The scene shows Shane and Ilya learning to communicate outside of physical intimacy. They're tentative with each other, trying to figure out if this can be something more than stolen moments in hotel rooms. And there's a sweetness to it, a fragility that comes from two people who've spent years hiding and are now trying to be honest. Critics called this scene a perfect example of how heated rivalry uses intimacy as character development.
It's you. It's this.
Jacob Tierney, the show's creator, explained that in this series, the intimate moments aren't just a random scene in every episode. The characters learn about each other and they learn about themselves through this. The Tampa scene proves his point by showing Shane and Ilya in this quiet moment of connection, demonstrating that their relationship is evolving into something deeper. Not just physical attraction anymore, but genuine intimacy, genuine care.
I'm sorry about your family. Even if they suck, you must miss them.
Hudson Williams prepared for his role by studying actors like Rooney Mara in Carol and Trevante Rhodes in Moonlight, looking for ways to convey complex inner emotions through subtle facial expressions, and that preparation pays off in this scene where every glance and small smile tells us volumes about what Shane is feeling. Number 2. Episode 5, titled I'll Believe in Anything, achieved something almost unheard of by earning a 9.9 rating on IMDb and tying with Breaking Bad's Ozymandias as one of the only television episodes to receive a perfect rating on the platform. The episode contains several major plot points, but the scene that devastated viewers is what fans call the Russian monologue. Ilya's father has just died. He returns to Russia for the funeral and gets into a confrontation with his brother Alexei, cutting ties with his family. And he's alone, grieving, emotionally destroyed when he gets on a plane to see Shane. They meet at Shane's house and Ilya begins talking, in Russian for 5 pages of script. Connor Story underwent extensive Russian language training for this role, and it shows as he delivers this monologue entirely in Russian, with devastating emotion. Ilya is confessing everything, his grief, his fear, his feelings for Shane, and he tells Shane he loves him. But Shane doesn't speak Russian, so he sits there seeing Ilya's pain but not understanding the words. He doesn't realize this is a confession of love. He doesn't realize Ilya is opening himself completely for the first time. Critics describe this scene as one of the most heart-wrenching scenes ever watched, and Cody Schultz of Show Snob called the episode a masterclass in storytelling. Tom Smith of Vulture and Mads Masasi of Telltale TV both gave it perfect 5-star ratings, and multiple outlets called it not just the best episode of the year, but one of the best television episodes of all time. The genius of the scene is in what's not said, or rather what's said but not understood. Ilya is finally being vulnerable, finally admitting his feelings, but the language barrier keeps Shane from fully comprehending what's happening, and it's intimate and heartbreaking, showing how these two men keep missing each other even when they're trying to connect. Connor Story's performance in this scene was singled out by virtually every critic. His Russian delivery, his emotional rawness, the single tear that falls during the monologue, it's the kind of acting that announces a major talent. Francois Arnault later said both Williams and Story deserve Emmy recognition for their work in this series, though the show is ineligible for Primetime Emmy Awards because it doesn't meet the Television Academy's US eligibility requirements as a Canadian production. Number 1. The number 1 moment from Heated Rivalry Season 1 doesn't belong to Shane and Ilya, it belongs to Scott Hunter and Kip Grady. Late in Episode 5, Scott's team wins the Stanley Cup, the arena erupts, his teammates celebrate, and then Scott Hunter, closeted professional hockey player, does something that changes everything. He finds Kip in the stands and kisses him on the ice, in front of everyone, on live television. The crowd cheers, his teammates don't recoil, they celebrate with him, and it's Scott's public coming out, a moment of pure courage and love where he's choosing Kip over hiding, choosing happiness over fear. Meanwhile, Shane and Ilya watch from home, seeing what's possible, and the song that plays is I'll Believe in Anything by Wolf Parade, the same song that played during Scott and Kip's painful moments in Episode 3, but this time the lyrics about sunshine aren't sad, they're triumphant. Elena told Scott he deserved sunshine, and now he's claiming it. Francois Arnault became emotional discussing this scene in interviews, saying Scott deserves it and it's so earned, and he explained that this moment is why the first book is called Game Changer because Scott literally changes the game for closeted hockey players. He shows them it's possible. For Shane and Ilya watching this from different cities, it's a revelation. If Scott can do it, if a veteran captain can come out publicly and be celebrated, maybe there's hope for them too. Critics praise the scene for its authenticity and for avoiding the tragic outcomes that often plague LGBTQ storylines in media. Scott doesn't lose his career. His teammates don't abandon him. Instead, he's embraced, and it's the happy ending that closeted athletes dream about and rarely see represented in media. This moment resonated far beyond the show's fiction, since Hudson Williams revealed in interviews that professional athletes, hockey players, football players, basketball players, have been reaching out anonymously to the cast and author Rachel Reed. Some are still closeted, still playing, and they're telling the creators that this show hit them emotionally. The public kiss works as the top moment because it's not just about Scott and Kip, it's about every person watching who's had to hide who they are, about visibility and courage and the possibility that things can change, about deserving sunshine. Heated Rivalry took 6 episodes to tell a story about love, fear, ambition, and the courage it takes to be yourself. From the audition room where Hudson Williams felt an instant connection with Connor's story, to the public kiss that changed everything for closeted athletes, these 8 moments represent why this show became a phenomenon. The series didn't just succeed because of its mature content, though Jacob Tierney made clear that the intimate moments in this show are character development, not gratuitous. It succeeded because of moments like Ilya calling Shane by his first name for the first time, like Rose choosing kindness over anger, like Scott finally deciding he deserves happiness. Minimal viewership at the start grew substantially by the finale. The show entered IMDb's Top 250 TV shows chart, and Episode 5 tied with Breaking Bad's Ozymandias for the highest rating in television history. Despite not being legally available in Russia due to anti-LGBTQ laws, it achieved strong ratings on Kinopoisk, ranking higher than Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad in that country. And gay Russian journalist Mikhail Zygar said Ilya's story resonated deeply with the Russian queer community. Season 2 was announced and will adapt The Long Game, Book 6 in Rachel Reed's series, which serves as a sequel to the Heated Rivalry novel. Though Jacob Tierney confirmed it won't premiere at the same time next year due to slower script progress, fans are already anticipating what comes next for Shane and Ilya. These 8 moments, from casting chemistry to public courage, show why Heated Rivalry isn't just another romance series, but a show about visibility, about representation, about showing closeted athletes that they deserve their sunshine too. And judging by the anonymous messages from professional players still in the closet, still competing, still hiding, these moments matter more than anyone initially realized. That's what makes these the 8 best moments from heated rivalry. They're not just great television, they're moments that changed people's lives,